All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What's up, everybody? Big Marley 3 from SHIPIT Nation here to break down the Week 16 NFL Primetime Slate for you guys. We have a weekend full of NFL football, and I am pumped for it. Make sure you guys go sign up over at SHIPITNation.com so you guys can dominate these slates with us. You get all sports for just $69 a month, and we have been crushing all sports. We also have the best Discord community around, so go try us out if you haven't yet, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Also, I want to mention our friends over at Drafters are back in action with Playoff Best Ball. They have a $3 contest and a $20 contest available to draft in right now. And that big $20 contest is a $250,000 prize pool with $50,000 going to first place. If you sign up with promo code SHIPIT, they will match your first deposit up to $100. We will also be doing a couple live drafts as well in the upcoming weeks. So I hope to see some of you guys in there as well with us. All right, let's get into this 4-game primetime slate. This slate is being overshadowed by the big 3-game Monday night slate, but we do have content for that as well. And this Sunday night game is the one that will go overlooked on this primetime slate. That game is the Patriots at the Broncos. This is only a 33.5 point total, and the Broncos are 7-point favorites. The only real reason to use this game is because nobody else will, so it's a way to get different on a 4-gamer. But I do have a hard time seeing me get to either one of these quarterbacks, especially with my single entry lineup. I probably end up Xing out both Russ Wilson and Zappy, and maybe just use one or two of the pieces around them instead. The top piece for the Patriots is going to be Ezekiel Elliott with Ramondre out again this week. Zeke should get a workhorse role, and he's also used in the pass game. It's also a great matchup for him. So Zeke would be my favorite option. And then other than that, it's going to be Hunter Henry at tight end. He's only $3,400, and he had 9 targets last week. He has had 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games. He even had one called back last week. It could have been 4 in the last 2 games. And he is averaging 19 DraftKings points those last 2 weeks. He does have that Q tag, though, so we got to keep an eye on that. But those are the 2 Patriots I will be looking at. And then on the other side of the ball, it's just the wide receivers for me. If I am using Russell Wilson, then I'm okay using both Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. But without Russ, I plan on limiting it to just one of those wide receivers. Sutton will be the more popular of the 2, but Jeudy did get more targets the last 2 weeks, so I'm fine with that pay down if I need to go there. And then I just don't care for the cheap plays in this game, though. So aside from those top 4 plays that I mentioned, it will just be the DSTs that make my player pool from this game. And then the first of the 3 Christmas games is the Raiders at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 10.5 point favorites with a 25.5 point team total. I expect Mahomes to be lower owned than Hurts and Lamar on this slate. So that does make me like him as a contrarian option. If I am using Mahomes, then I'm locking in at least one of Travis Kelce or Rashee Rice. Those are the only trustworthy pass catchers on this Chiefs team. And the only way I would get to any of these other cheap options would be if Mahomes is my quarterback, and that's what it takes to get up to a Kelce and or Rice in my lineup as well. But aside from those pass catchers, it's going to be Isaiah Pacheco, who is back this week, and I like him a lot at $6,400. We can use him with or without Mahomes. And if I'm using him without Mahomes, then I like to pair him with the Chiefs DST. And then for the Eagles, the next game, we have the Raiders, I forgot about them. It's just the main three guys on the Raiders for me. I won't be using O'Connell on this slate, so I will limit it to one of the wide receivers, Devontae Smith or Jacoby Myers. And then Josh Jacobs is back. Well, if he is back this week, then I think he's in play at $6,300. He scored 25 and a half DraftKings points against this Chiefs defense in week 12. So I'm fine going back to him if he plays. And then the last guy that could end up making my player pool would be Austin Hooper at the minimum $2,500 price tag. But I'd only get there if the rookie Mayer ends up sitting this week. But that could be a way to open up a lot of salary for us if we need that $2,500 in our lineup. The next game is the widest spread on the slate, with the Eagles being 13.5-point home favorites over the Giants. And they have the highest team total on the slate at 28. Jalen Hurts is the most expensive quarterback on the slate, and both of his wide receivers are pricey. So I probably limit his stacks to one of A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. And if Smith sits, then it just makes it that much easier. And I also like Dallas Goedert in my Hurts stacks as well. And then if I'm not using Hurts at quarterback, then there's a really good chance that DeAndre Swift makes my lineup at running back. And I would most likely pair him with the Eagles DST if I'm not stacking up Hurts on the offense. And they're only $3,400, man. On this short slate, you would think that they would be closer to $4K or even more, but $3,400 against the Giants. I like the Eagles quite a bit, actually, at defense. And then the Giants are mainly fades for me, but the Eagles defense is just awful against opposing wide receivers. So I would be fine with any one or even two of Robinson, Slayton, or Hyatt. I doubt I get to DeVito on this slate, but if I do, then I would want to lock in two of these guys with him, or I guess one of them. And then Darren Waller is in play as well at tight end. He's only $4,500. I guess he's probably their best pass catcher if we need to go there. And we could even double up on tight end on this slate too. But I will be Xing out Saquon Barkley personally. I just don't see me getting there. There's other pay-ups that I would rather get to instead. So just the pass catchers for me on the Giants. And then the last game is my favorite game. The 49ers are 5.5-point home favorites, and we have a 47-point total in this game. Lamar was 3 yards shy of the 100-yard rushing bonus last week, and he should be looking to rush a lot here as well. This is a big game, and it's looking like the two teams that'll get a bye in the playoffs. I like Lamar this week, and his stack pieces are all affordable. We have Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham Jr., who are his favorite wide receivers. I like either of them, or even both of them if they are paired with Lamar. And then Rashad Bateman also saw a season-high 6 targets last week. He's only $3,300 this week, so I think he's somewhat in play as well. And then Isaiah Likely's probably my favorite tight end play on the slate. He's only $4,200. I expect him to be a big part of this offense moving forward without Andrew, so I like him a lot as well. And I'm fine with any combination of those guys stacked with Lamar. And if I'm not using Lamar, then I would bump up Gus Edwards at running back. He should get most of the workload after losing Keaton Mitchell last week, but he is very touchdown dependent, so we need him to get at least one touchdown for him to make that optimal lineup. And then the best team in the league is the 49ers. I expect Purdy and CMC to be the most chalky plays at their positions. I do like them both if I can afford them. But if I'm using Purdy at quarterback, then I would want to lock in one of the wide receivers, Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk. And I'd be fine with both Samuel and Ayuk paired with Purdy, but we probably have to cut out CMC in order to do that. And then George Kittle is always the one that goes overlooked. He's in play as well. He should be the lowest 49er that we care about anyway. So I think he is in play on this tough tight end slate, and it very well could be a 2 tight end slate for me. But that is about it for me. My full player pool with notes will be posted over at SHIPITNation.com. All sports are included for one low price. So you guys can play more and pay less. I'll be back next week with another Primetime Slate breakdown. But if you guys can hit that like and subscribe button for us, it really helps out. Good luck on this 4-game slate, and I hope everyone enjoys the holidays. Thanks for listening. Go ship something.